Alright, we hit level 52 Black Mage within the last 20 minutes. And came over to Ul'dah to do the level 52 Black Mage quest from Lalai that is called An Unexpected Journey. I think an homage maybe to The Hobbit? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Ah, Mercy, you came at a most opportune time. There's a task I would have you perform. In my search for the Book of Thal, I have drawn upon all my resources in the trading spheres. The tome has not appeared on the black market, nor has it found its way to a private collection. This tells us that the thief has made no effort to sell it. If we consider, then, the fact that he was able to open a magically sealed chest, we may safely assume that the suspect is a mage, and his interest in the tome is personal. However this individual came to know the existence of black magic, it seems plain he seeks to unlock the tome's secrets. To what end, it is too early to say, but at the very least we now have a lead. There are scarce few who share a knowledge of black magic. Your 3 Beastmen friends who were present when Master Kukuruka rendered up his last breath. It may be that the thief's identity is known to one of them. Begin your inquiries at Burgundy Falls, Mercy. Find out if Kazakh Cha has had any suspicious visitors of late. Am I trying to go too fast? Am I trying to go too fast? 280 teleports us to, what's it called? Camp Drybone, right? Yeah. Pardon this harsh. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's what I like. Right. We're at 26. Pardon the interruption, babe. This is babe. I don't know this babe. You're babe. We're all babes. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. 'Cause we're all dudes, yeah. If you know the I'm a Dude song, you are probably as old as I am. If you don't know it, you're probably not as old as I am. Or we just ran in different circles when it came to entertainment. It's from a movie, well, I believe it was a skit on a Nickelodeon show before it became a movie. I'm pretty sure it was a skit. It was Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Keenan and Kel. Was it from All That? Was it All That the one that started the Good Burger thing and then they made a movie out of it? It could have been the Keenan. Was there a show called Keenan and Kel? I think there was. God, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm just old. I'm 39. I'm old. All right, we have Kazakh Cha in the Burgundy Falls. Let's talk to him to continue. Mercy, I am glad to see you again, my friend. What brings you here this day? I'm a little sick, so sorry. All that fits Kazakh Cha pretty well. That such tomes should exist. But to answer your question, I have been visited by a suspicious man, and very recently, though visited fails to capture the nature of our meeting. Not a bell ago, a robed man appeared before me. Join me, he said, and together we shall master the dark arts. A dubious offer, which I naturally declined. But no sooner had the words left my mouth than he unleashed a barrage of spells at me. And though I could scarce believe it, I would swear that the spells he wielded were black magic. I warded off his attacks and countered with spells of my own, and he swiftly turned tail. All this happened but a short while ago. He cannot have gone far since then. If you mean to confront him, you would do well to exercise caution. Though he alone approached me, I felt the presence of others. Gosh dang it. We head west on our alpaca. Our flying alpaca. And we have a person named ZHAI' space Nancy ELHAH. Zahaya Nelha. I'm gonna call him Zahaya. Or them. Saya. Is it... Got Makot male? Makot male has his robes are black on like the left and right sides, but white down the middle. The hood is white, the back is black. So I guess the black goes from the sides and all the way around the back. The sleeves are white. Just got a staff. I think I have this staff, or I've had this staff before. Just a wooden staff that has this kind of question mark curved metal bit on top, and at the end of the metal bit, there's like a... It's almost like a lime is growing, or like a big... What are green... Like a not quite ripe mango. A green, not ripe mango. Anyway, we'll talk to Zahai to continue. What do you want? Wait, this aura. Yes, there is no mistake. You are a black mage, and you will lead me to him. Now speak, or I will make you wish you had. My options are, but aren't you a black mage? Or, I have no idea who you're talking about. I have no idea who you're talking about. Your confusion seems genuine. Perhaps you truly do not know. I fear there has been a misunderstanding. I'm not the villain who attacked the Amal Jah, nor does it appear you are in league with him. I see you are disinclined to believe me. Well, the truth of my words is easily verified. Let us go to Burgundy Falls and see your friend together. I wish to have words with him at any rate. Lucky for you, that's what I like. I like talking to my Malja friend. Anyway, we go back to Burgundy Falls. We talk to Kazag Cha. We get a cutscene. Not voice acted. Just gonna make sure. The Makot Mage has joined us here. There's a misunderstanding that I wish to clear up. We meet for the first time, and that fact alone should suffice to settle the matter, but for the sake of formality, pray answer this question. Am I the man who attacked you? Kazag sniffs? I don't know what the hell that motion was. He looked like he was sniffing the air. No, you are not. You bear scant resemblance to the villain. Didn't even look like he was eyeing him up and down. And this Makot dude, I would say like middle-aged maybe. 40s for sure. I mean, my perception of 40s on a Makot male. Not quite black, like charcoalish. A little bit light, like between charcoal and dark gray hair. And where I saw white on the sleeves is actually really kind of tan. Now that the matter is behind us, allow me to introduce myself. I am here Zahai Nelha of the Conjurers Guild in Gridania. The Seed Seer Council has sent me to find a man who wields black magic, the forbidden art of destruction. His trail led me to this area, where I chanced to witness him attacking your Amalsha friend. Alas, the villain beat a hasty retreat, and I lost sight of him in the confusion. You approached me shortly thereafter. You may not be connected to the man I seek, but you are a practitioner of the dark arts nonetheless. The aura is telltale, so don't even think to deny it. You must also answer to justice. I give him a nod. I tell him something, and the cutscene goes black. And now he's thinking. The books of Nald Thal, matron preserve. I was not aware that such terrible tomes existed. This woman, Lalai, she may well know something useful. I will pay her a visit, and I expect you to be there as well. Why are we under your authority all of a sudden? And why are you just calling our magic bad? Fuck you, man. I take it you intend to continue searching for the mystery black mage. Though I doubt that his skill is a match for yours, he has proven himself unpredictable and dangerous both. Be sure to keep your wits about you. I shall go to Daza and Dozal Melek and apprise them of the situation. For now, you would do well to return to Lalai. Yeah, but don't pay for my teleportation. No, don't even... Although, the quest reward at the end is probably more than the teleportation cost. Well, we'll see. 280 times 2, plus the 120 airfare. The airship cost. Airfare. You know, I kind of am realizing that I could do the blue mage, like level 50, what's it called? The arena? I don't remember what it's called. But I could probably do those, just kind of chillaxing. We come back to Lalai, and Zahai is here. Or Zaya, maybe? Zhaia? Zaya? Zaya. I'm gonna go Zaya. Thank Thol you've returned. This man, whom I have never seen before, charged up here and started berating me for meddling with forbidden arts. He had the nerve to call me a fool. Thrice. Aye, and I will say it again. You are a fool, but the worst fool of all was your master Kukuruka. It is because of him that these miscreants are running rampant. Lalai turns to me, like, just kind of like at a loss for words. Let me start again. I know about the Book of Thal, and I know the people who took it. They call themselves the Defiant, and their sole objective is to master the art of destruction. Lalai is, like, really shocked by this. The man I have been tasked with finding is their leader. Waldiv is his name, and he used to be a conjurer of the Stillglade fame. The man harbored a deep hunger for power, the power over those he had sworn to protect. In order to satisfy this craving, he began dabbling in the dark arts. Before long, however, his doings were made known to the guild, who summarily banished him. But as he left, he declared that, one day, he will show the world the true power of black magic. For years, we heard naught of Waldiv. Some of us dared to hope that his words were but wind. Alas, he has returned, and this could only mean one thing. He is ready to make good on his promise. Gods preserve! Are you certain of this? That it is Waldiv who has taken the tome? He nods. I'm afraid so. It is no coincidence. It is no coincidence that the tome went missing at the same juncture the man reappeared. Even now, he continues instructing his minions in black magic, and every day that passes sees the cult grow into a bigger threat. If we are to move against them, we must do so now. I'd assumed that we were dealing with a lone mage, but if it is an entire cult, as you say, I will need to reconsider my plans. Mercy, while you went about your investigation, I succeeded in deciphering a new spell in the Book of Nald. It should prove useful in the battles to come. I shall teach it to you forthwith. What? You mean to fight destruction with more destruction? This can only end in tragedy, I tell you. Listen to me, Hera. Waldiv and his cult may be a menace to the realm, but Mercy is nothing like them. Master Kukuruka himself entrusted her with his legacy. She will not misuse her power and cause carnage. On that you have my word. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Were the situation not so dire, I would bring you to justice without a moment's hesitation. Fortunately for you, a greater threat looms over us all, and we must cooperate if disaster is to be averted. Your connections have proven useful before, and they may do so again. If you learn aught through them, I will thank you to send me word, but know that I will not tolerate any interference in my investigation. He turns and leaves. Gods, what an irksome, ignorant, insufferable idiot! To think that we must cooperate with him. Heed not the mutterings of that stuck-up lout. We shall prepare for the gathering storm in our own way. Now where were we? Oh yes, the new spell. Leylines, it is called. The bane of my existence as a black mage. And it will be a potent addition to your arsenal. While you go about mastering it, I will make further inquiries on the situation at hand, and if there are any developments, you will be the first to know. So 48,360 experience points, 1043 gil, which is indeed more than I spent on all the travel. And ley lines, 2-minute recast, charge time, whatever you want to call it. Oh, sorry, it has 2 charges. Oh, I didn't know that. Has that changed? I don't remember having 2 charges before. Anyway, connects naturally occurring ley lines to create a circle of power, so it puts a circle under you. That is a 3-yalm radius circle, I believe. Yeah, according to this. It lasts 20 seconds and reduces spell cast time and recast time and auto attack delay by 15%. Wait, would that work with other people standing in my... It doesn't say that it's only for me. You cannot cast ley lines while under the effect of ley lines. That might just be a way for them to make sure you don't double cast it on accident. Like you go through both of your charges on accident, like you double click it thinking like you didn't click it right the first time, or like it was still on cooldown the first, whatever. That could be why. But 20 seconds while you're standing in the circle, 15% faster cast time and recast time. It's great. It's a good buff. The fact that you take an already very stationary class for the most part. Although, you know, with the way that Fire 3 procs off of Fire 1, it's not as stationary. AoE, quite stationary. Those cast times are stupid bad. And they're bad, and not even for that much of a benefit. Like, your AoE stuff, I think with a longer... Actually, I should do that calculation. And I'm going to do that on this video. But yeah, we get ley lines. We'll have this little cutscene where we go hand in the air, like, yatta, I did it. Oh, we did that. Hand in the air, and then a double, like... Our arms were raised, like, in front of us, and then we kind of pistoned them back to our sides. Elbows going back. This goes in my buffs section, even though it sucks. So yeah, here's how big ley lines is. So the idea is you stand on one side, you get 15% faster cast times. If you're targeted by a circular AoE, the idea again is that you can theoretically move to the other side. And you're still in the buff, even if your center, like the center of your character, is not in it. But it's a very, very small margin. So there's a lot of wiggle room. I'm in it, and then I'm out of it. I'm out of it. I'm out of it. In it again. Very, very small. It actually could be center. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure out how to make use of that. But the question that I'm asking now is Fire 2 is my AoE fire. The cast time is greater than the recast time. It costs an extra it costs an extra half a second. So it's only 80 potency. So what we do here is we go 80 potency, because all fire spells get the same bonus damage from having at least one stack of the fire aura, or whatever it's called, astral fire. So 80 potency, we'll call it a 3-second cast time just to make it easy. Because it's... Well, actually, it kind of makes a difference a little bit. Okay, what is it? 2.86? No, where are you? 2.86. 2.86 seconds. And it hits, obviously, multiple targets in a 5 yalm radius. So if your tank is not good at pulling everything into a group... I just ran. I did a leveling roulette, level 50 at the time, and it put us in a dungeon I'm very familiar with. But the tank pulled a lot for a couple big pulls. I think it was not Desimil Darkhold. It wasn't Storm Vigil. No, it wasn't that. It was level 37, right? No, I was capped at 37. Whatever. Anyway, he did some oddly big pulls that I was not expecting. But I don't see it. Is it? It wasn't Cutter's Cry. It wasn't. Oh, it was Sunken Temple. Sunken Temple of Karn, whatever. And I think he pulled big because he saw it a black mage, and black mages are supposed to be known for their... Okay, anyway. So 80 potency at 2.86 seconds means you are doing I do potency per second. I think that's probably the best way to do it. 80 divide, yeah. Or the number of seconds for one, no, okay. 80 divided by 2.86. That equals literally almost 28. It's 27.97, so 28 potency per second, right? Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Meanwhile, if instead we're doing fire, which is 180 potency, but you have the full recast time that you have to wait, so 2.38. So 180 divided by 2.38 is 75.65, because we rounded up for the other one, so we'll round up for this one a little bit. Not a lot, a tiny bit. Potency per second. So yeah, I guess it is still that 3 or more targets. That's the better way to do it. But what was the point of this? What was I thinking here? Actually, ley lines is probably going to be better for AoE for trash pulls, simply because you generally don't have to dodge as much for trash pulls. Not always. Like some trash pulls, they'll have monsters in it that'll have a ranged circle attack, so like it'll target a random party member, and you have to move out of it. But that's why you stand at the edge of it. If you're targeted, just move to the other edge of it. But really, that would make nuking for trash pulls much better and easier, in my opinion. And then the other question is, if you're going, actually at this level, is the 120, I did some calculations previously on somebody posted, there's a video out there about, well, there's probably several videos about like Black Mage rotation, and it's level by level, or like at least a different, it shows you the rotation more or less at each new thing you get as you level, because like from 40 to 45 there's nothing you gain except for at 45 you get stuff, and then at 50 you get stuff. It's pretty sparse between those levels, but I don't know. And then obviously if you get into a dungeon where you don't have access to, like at the level 37 capped dungeon that I did, I was 37, but the dungeon itself is listed as 35 for some reason. Okay, anyway. Then you lose out on, like, I don't have Flare. I do have Fire 3, Blizzard 3, Thunder 2. I didn't have Freeze, though, and at that level, I did have to kind of be doing the Fire 2 and the Blizzard 2 AoE rotations. But the question at that point is, do you want to... My thought was that so Blizzard 3, so let's say you're in fire mode and then you run out of mana. So one of the guides that I saw in one of the videos said that you do Transpose, which would swap your 3 stacks of fire aspect for 1 stack of ice. But then and then your MP cost for Blizzard 2 I think would probably still be... No. Here's the problem. That means it would cost, if you do Transpose, it would cost, it would take for one, you don't get the benefit of the faster cast time for an ice spell while you're in Fire 3. What I think you should do is Blizzard 3 while you're out of mana in Fire mode. For 290 potency means that 290 divided by 80 is 3. So if you have 3 or less targets, you want to do Blizzard 3 to transition into ice, and then do 1 Blizzard 2. Unless you just want to get back into fire as fast as possible, because you could do Blizzard 3 to get into ice with 3 stacks. You could do Blizzard 1 for a quick, like that's the fastest way to get back into fire. You do Blizzard 1, it gets you to full mana, and then you can switch back with a... If you do Fire 2, it's a 40 potency spread around. If you do Fire 3, it's, well, 290 divided by 2, so what is that? 195? No, that's not right. That's dumb. 145? Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. So you get 145 potency there. And then once again, 40... It's better to do if you're on... Well, no, because if you do... Wait, no, yeah. Wait, what am I saying? Yeah. Transpose is the bad thing here, in my opinion. Because transpose from fire into ice means that you are using far too many freaking spells. And then transpose... It's like spells to get your mana back. And then transposing from ice back into fire means that you get... Wait, do you get... No, wait, you get the full... No. It wouldn't really make a good difference, honestly. See, that's one of the things that Black Mage was very complicated on. The AoE rotation, in my opinion. But, anywho, I also got Ninja up to 52 yesterday. So I'm going to do that quest next. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry about all the ranting and pontificating afterwards, but maybe you got something out of it. Oh, and I did learn that what I thought about how to use Flare in the previous Black Mage video was not correct. It does have a minimum, even though it's not listed here, and that's freaking stupid. But the minimum MP to cast Flare is 800. I guess it shares the minimum with Sleep, although it should freaking be listed somewhere. It's really stupid, but that just means after casting Fire a number of times, in general, I'm down to about 2,000 mana. That's just following the general rotation where if I were to cast one more fire, I'd have 400 mana. Because usually you're in 3 stacks of Astral Fire. That's not enough to cast Flare, so I miss out on that. So at 2,000 mana in my general rotation, I'm doing Flare, which is 240 potency instead of 180, so I get that much better benefit. And then it's, Blizzard 3 is a quicker cast time. Blizzard 1 just to get the quick back to 10,000 mana points. And then Fire 3 and then start over again. But I don't know how Flare... Ooh, that's right. So if you get yourself back up to 10,000 mana in AoE, in your AoE rotation, and you flip over to Fire by either doing a Fire 2 if you're attacking 4 or more mobs, or a Fire 3 if it's 3 or less, and then you have 10,000 mana, but you're in Fire 3 at that point, like you have 3 Fire aspect, then it's 3 casts of Fire 2 gets you down to 1,000 mana, because it's 3,000 each, and then Flare to finish it off, and then go back to your ice and repeat. Again, assuming that you're running a dungeon where you have access to all of your 50 and lower spells. But anywho, this was fun. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.